My name is Nicole McGinnis, and I am the City of Lebanon's tourism director. I represent not only the city, but also Leclerc County. Well, I've always actually been attached to the tourism industry in one way or another. Prior to coming to the Leclerc County area, I was at Lake of the Ozarks Convention and Visitors Bureau. Prior to that, I was actually in group sales for several different resorts at the lake. So I've always been tied to tourism. It's always been an interest for me, seeing it from the different angles as far as being a part of the groups when they're there, and also the other side of actually getting them to your location just has its perks. And the Leclerc County area, just it being a nice hometown area, it's just so wholesome. There's just so much community, for lack of a better word here. I love the ties that everyone has with one another. I like the feeling of just having a town again. I love the lake. I still live there. However, that's only going to be for the next year or so while my kids finish up school, and I'd love to move this direction. I like having, just having the town events, the feeling of community, knowing people, just a nice, I just like even having a city grid of roads. That's just nice. Just the area as a whole is attractive. It's a good place to be. It's a good place to raise children, and it's a good place to build a family. Some of the assets here in the area that I believe are gems, one of the things is this Cowan Civic Center that we're in right now. There are communities all over Missouri that would kill to have a facility like this. And because we have a facility like this, we're able to offer it to many types of groups. As you have probably seen, and some people haven't, the things that we can hold in the exhibition hall itself are just unfathomable in other aspects. The indoor motor cross races, the demolition derby we had last weekend. Now we're doing the I-44 Speedway winter shootout with the go-karts, to Christmas parties and gospel spectaculars. And it's just crazy that you can have all these different realms of activities in one location. So to be able to have a facility that can do that is just so unique, and we're so lucky to have that. Having Bennett Spring being one of the oldest, and if not the oldest, state park in Missouri it's definitely a jewel in our crown. That area out there has been such a tourism drive for us, and we all in this community benefit from that through the different sales tax. To just having the different people come to the area and see it for the first time and realizing, wow, this is such a great place. I think I'd like to retire here, or I'd like to go ahead and move here. And we have so many industries here, so many opportunities for employment. So it's just the area as a whole, not just the people, but just the things that it has available to anyone and everyone is spectacular. So part of my job as the tourism director is obviously marketing the area. Like I said, not just the city, but the entire Leclerc County area and all of its assets. Some of the things that I do with that is we have different types of marketing that we do. We do print ads with various publications. We do online marketing. One of them is SEM marketing. What that means is we actually purchase words through Google and Bing. Words like Lebanon, Missouri, Leclerc County, Bennett Spring, Route 66, I-44 Speedway, things of that nature. If people were looking for some place to fish, keywords that are associated to our area so that it drives them to our website and to our area websites so that they can learn more about us and hopefully eventually come to us. Besides that, we also do promotional efforts as far as boat shows. I go to boat and sports shows. The first one that I'm attending this year, I'll be leaving for tomorrow, and that's in Kansas City. And then I have two more in February that are in the St. Louis area. And we eventually would like to expand to Oklahoma Oklahoma and possibly Iowa. We have attended some in Iowa before, and it's all a matter of just trying to gauge our return on investment on those. Some other things is obviously we participate in different committees. One of them that I'm a part of is I hold the board position for the Central Region of Missouri Travel Council, and so that keeps us tied in to not only tourism as a whole, but tourism on the state level and how it affects us. I think those are key areas to stay engaged with. I also am an ad hoc member for the Route 66 Society, and I attend the Lebanon Chamber board meetings as well. So on the state level, the state budget did receive about a 50% cut from the governor on our funding for tourism. Because of that, we actually had that come down to us on a local level, and we had our grant cut by 53%. That grant allows us to match dollar for dollar our funding with the state on any kind of marketing efforts we do. That can be print ads, it can be online marketing, billboards, commercials, etc. So instead of receiving about $26,000 to $20,000 in marketing funds for us to match, we actually received about $14,000. So that originally we thought was going to make us have to cut back on our marketing. Luckily, we didn't have to do that because we do have a lodging tax here. That's about 2.5%, and it is directed completely at marketing for the area. So luckily, we didn't have to get a hit that way. Now, because of those budget cuts in the state level, the state actually on their numbers have found that they have decreased on about 2% in their tourism numbers, and that means the number of people that are coming to the state and the people who are staying longer, staying overnight, just coming for an event, whatever the case might be. So like I said, on the state level, they've actually decreased about 2%. However, for us on the Leclerc County area, we have actually increased our visitation by 2%. So that was really exciting to find out because I was really nervous on how those cuts would impact us. Like I said before, whenever we received the news that we would have our grant cut in half and we thought we might have to cut back on our marketing, when we decided to go ahead and move forward with our marketing and take it out of our own lodging funds, that was just really a great move on our part, and it's showing now in our numbers. I think for one thing, we've stayed very consistent with our marketing so that people find us to be reliable. They can always come to whatever area that they come to find their information about the Lebanon-Leclerc County area. They know that they can rely on whatever is there to be true. They know how to contact us well. Consistency in the marketing has been key. However, I think also that the area itself just has so much to offer that when you're coming for one event, there's a couple other things that you can do as well. So they see that as more of a benefit to them. It's an affordable area. It's, we're not pricing ourselves out of our consumer. We know what we are and what we have to offer, and we've stayed humble with that. And I think that that's key because I think you just really know who your consumer is and, adjust accordingly. I think that the area in itself is just a really great area with a lot to offer, and I think people just really see that, and the more people who hear about us and experience the area, the more word of mouth travels, and I think that helps. So some of the different events, like I said before, that we've had here this past month, we've had what's called the Month of Dirt. So we started out with the Nitro Arena Cross, then moved into the Demolition Derby, and then this weekend we're actually having the I-44 Speedway mini shootout, which is go-karts. The weekend after the Arena Cross, we had the antique tractor pull, so it's truly the month of dirt. But now coming up in February, we have some fun things coming up. We have the Missouri National Wrestling Tournament. We also have It's a Gas, which is a really fun trade show thing that anybody who has any kind of memorabilia from gas stations or anything like that, it's a lot of antiques, really neat stuff, really neat memorabilia. And then we actually have the arcade gun show coming up at the end of the month. So a couple of cool things happening. Also, fast forward into the summertime, and of course we have the Route 66 festival that is going to be Father's Day weekend. It is turned into an annual event, and we're hoping to really build upon that each year. And the Tuesday after that, we have what's called the Big Band Bike Tour coming through, and they'll have a festival as well. And I think that's going to be a great event that's going to bring a lot of different types of people to the area that are going to be really beneficial to us. And I think it's going to spotlight us to a group of audience that maybe wouldn't typically see us. So I think it's going to be a great thing for us.